Alright dudes, check it out. Today, we're out here trying to figure out how the fuck we can utilize these fucking nuts as a source of food. As I'm sure you guys all are aware, nuts are like a crazy nutritional source of food. You know, they have fat, they have proteins, they have carbs, they have all these great oils. Hey kitty cat. And they grow everywhere in the fucking Ozarks. So if I'm gonna live out of the woods, or live in the woods, out of my pack for, you know, fucking 6 months, then at least 3 months out of the year, at least, nuts are gonna be like a staple part of the diet. You know what I'm saying? So, but there's a lot of problems with this. Okay, here's the bag I got. These are just wild pecan nuts. And that's what we're gonna be working with today. So we're gonna whip one of these out here. You know, and the thing about wild pecan nuts though is that the shell on the outside is like way thicker than what you'd buy in the store. It's difficult to get to the nut meat. Now we can do this number right here. See if we can put you down right here. There we go. Got my little setup there. We can do this number. I'm having a hard time figuring out how to get to the nut meat. This works great. You know, the old rock on rock. That'll work. And you can see the nut meat here. You know, or maybe I hope you can see it. And so far, my best option is to take a pick, like I've been using a dental pick, like they use nut picks like way back in the day, back in the Depression era, and just kind of pick all the nut meat out, you know, and that works. That'll get it there. But the problem with doing this is that if I'm going to be feeding myself predominantly with nuts, I'm going to be doing this for, you know, geez, maybe 6 hours out of the day or 8 hours out of the day. And, you know, we don't have that kind of time because another stated goal of the Ewls is to be able to move at least 5 miles a day. So, it's kind of addicting though. It's kind of fun to do that. But anyway. So that works for getting the nut meat out, but it doesn't get enough nut meat out quickly enough. So the one thing I'm going to do today is try the indigenous method that I've seen. I've seen acorn nuts grounded this way and a bunch of other nuts grounded this way. I'm going to put the pecans in here, and then I'm going to use this bad boy, the good old Baco Laplander, and I'm gonna go saw down a branch with diameter that. And I've seen indigenous people do this, and what they do is they'll just put the nuts in there and they'll just pound. And I'm gonna see if that works. I have no fucking idea if that works. I really hope it works, because we're looking for a method that we can use to, you know, spend maybe 1 or 2 hours a day processing and then have all the day's meat or nut meats or nutrition or whatever, calories, whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to go cut down a branch and then we're going to try that out. Boom! Alright dudes, here's my log. This is it took me about 15 minutes to find, cut, and create. It's a rotten log. It's got a bunch of dirt on it and stuff. I think there's one lesson learned. If this works and I do it again, I'll definitely make sure and cut down live limbs, because those, I don't know, they might be a little bit more sturdy. Whoops, got some acorns in here. Stick these motherfuckers in here. Please work. Pretty please work. Oh, you're an acorn. Get the fuck out of here. Pretty please work. I guess I shouldn't use them all. JIC, this doesn't work. Have some more to experiment on. I also found this. Well, that was 4. That's a pretty big one. Stick him in the mix. Alright, see how this works. I reckon I should probably hold it with my feet. I got a flat rock, so that's good. Whoa, that's not on a flat surface. Here, I'll just try to stick this on the ground. I don't know if you guys can see that. Maybe I should pull back. There we go. Here goes nothing. Whoa, 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 whoa. All right. I think that made it blatantly obvious that the shape of the bowl is what matters the most. I've only ever seen this done on a stone pestle, I think they're called, mortar and pestle. I think it's called a pestle. And they didn't all fly out like that. So, the shape of the bowl obviously has something to do with it. And, of note, none of these things cracked, god damn it. God, I need to find some massive way of eviscerating these things. Alright, back to the drawing board. Rotten ass piece of wood. Shit. Alright, dudes. I went on to plan B and found something that works pretty well. But there's a problem with it. Here, I'll show you what it is. Take them. Wrap them up. Not too tight. And then beat the shit out of them. Where are you going? Get back in there. Alright. That works beautifully. Beautifully. Look. I don't know if you can see it. Look at all that. Look at all that. Wonderful. Anybody spot the problem yet? That's the problem. Fucking, it's tearing my handkerchief up. That's not a sustainable practice. But it does eviscerate them very well. And the reason I want them eviscerated, actually I guess I should have tested this earlier. This might not even be true. But I heard that the nut meats, or I read that the nut meats float when you put them in water. And the other stuff sinks. And they're, well, some of it's floating, some of it's not. Huh. Well, there goes that idea. You can see there's a bunch floating on the top, but there's also a bunch on the bottom. So there goes that idea. Alright. That didn't work. On to plan C. You know, I guess it is worthy to note that we are getting like a 50% success rate that I was looking for something with 100% efficiency that got all of the nut meats, but you know what? When we do it that way, we're still getting like maybe 30% of the nut meats. I guess if you didn't have much time, you could do it that way. This reminds me, I gotta find my titanium spoon. See, even when we're living dirty in the woods, titanium spoon comes in handy. But I could just, you know. In fact, wait a minute. Now it appears that when I disturb the bottom, more of it floats to the top. Is it all floating? I don't know. Give me a second here. I don't know. I don't know. That's a rough one. But anyway, back to the original point. Sorry. You know, for every 3 of these we crack, we're only getting 1. That's still something. But we still haven't surmounted the obstacle of we had to use this to do it, and it was destroying this thing pretty goddamn quick. So we have to find another way to crack them, eviscerate them, that is. So I guess that plan is still out. Damn. I hope you guys are thinking of ideas, because I'm fucking fresh out. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to time myself. I'm going to pick apart a bunch with the nut meat, with the nail, and I'm going to see how much I can get in 20 minutes worth of picking apart. And I'll be back after I do that. Yeah. Alright, dudes. So, I don't know exactly how many I cracked. I probably should have been paying attention to that to keep it scientific, but I can't. So, what are we looking for here? Here we go. This thing, I don't want to move the scale because it's not on a flat surface, so I'm going to weigh this off screen real quick. But I initially weighed this cup at 92 grams, and we're going to see how many grams that I was able to do in 20 minutes. Oh, that's more than I thought. So it's weighing in at exactly 100 grams. So that's 8 grams of nuts that I could do in 20 minutes, which means that's, let's see, let's do some math here. That's why I brought the calculator out. So 8 grams of nuts, 20 minutes times 3 is 24 grams of nuts in an hour. That's actually not too bad. I guess I didn't need the calculator. 24 grams of nuts in an hour. Now, nuts are always all about the same caloric content. If you look on the pack of like peanuts, walnuts, almonds, pecans, they're all about 150 to 190 per ounce. Well, or in this case, 1.1 ounce, or 30 grams. So if we did 24 grams, and it's 170 calories. So let's see. Well, I guess I do need this. It's time for some cross multiplication. So 24 grams is to X calories equals 30 grams to 170 calories. So 24 times 170 equals 30x. So divide by 30. Alright, so 136, that's what we got, 136 calories per hour doing it that way, but that doesn't include the, you know, the gathering of the nuts. So, I don't know, here's what we got. I forgot, I didn't really show you, that's how much is in there. That's 8 grams of nuts. Now, the big ones, you can see that big chunk, that big motherfucker down there, he gave me, you know, the big ones gave me more nut per time that I was picking it out with this little thing. So I guess if I gathered a bunch of big nuts, it'd be more. If I gathered a bunch of little nuts, it would be slightly less. So 136 calories per hour. Let's see, 136. Let's say I even do that for 4 hours a night. Let's say I do that from, you know, setting up camp, getting the fire going. That takes about 2 hours. So 6 hours. Let's see. Times 4. So that's, I don't know, that's 544 calories. That's really not that bad of a haul for 4 hours worth of work. Considering, I guess we are going to be gathering these, whoops, we are going to be gathering these as we walk, you know, and sticking them in our bag as we're crisscrossing the Ozarks. And a bonus to it is this is all nut meat, unlike the other method of trying to get them all to float, which, by the way, more and more of them are sinking as they become waterlogged. But this method did not have 100% nut meat efficiency. We're definitely got all nothing but nut meat here, which is kind of cool. So I don't know. I was talking with this. I'm talking with this guy, Vanishing Nomad, on. Here, let me turn the radio off. It's about to get stirrers here. I'm talking to this guy on survivalsports.com We hang out in the wilderness survival section. I don't know, I don't really do all the whole, like, oh, buy gold, the world's gonna end. Even though that's not the naysaysurvivalistboards.com, because I did do a poll, and I was like, what best describes your prepping mentality? The world will end soon? Or, no, I said a disaster will happen, and I'll be ready, or a disaster may or may not happen, and I'll be ready. And 80% of the people actually chose may or may not happen. So, you know, we're not all a bunch of fucking weirdos. I'm just saying, I don't, you know, I'm more into the wilderness survival aspect. So we hang out in there. And this guy named Vanishing Nomad, that's his online handle, he's creating an extended living system. I'm not quite sure, he hasn't really stated his goals for it or anything, but we're bantering back and forth. And today I wrote him an email about how, or a PM about how, pour some tea here, it's about to get serious. It already got serious, it's going to get more serious. About the Ewls food concept, and I think this is really important to adapt not only the tools that I carry in the Ewls for this purpose, but also the food that I carry, and the philosophy of food when you're living off the land. At least my projected philosophy of it for the Ewls is basically I'm going to be living off like plants, nuts, and berries, you know, and tree bark. Oh, I've had that shit. It tastes like fucking turpentine ass. You know, just little grubs and stuff like that. We're gonna do a video on acorn grubs a little later. But anyway, all those are, you know, just gonna, that's what's gonna keep me going and keep me fed in between all the meat that I trap. You know, I only carry one trap. You know, even if I'm an expert trapper, I'd be fucking lucky to get a possum or a coon or a skunk. And by the way, that's what I predict the majority of our meat will be coming from. I'd be lucky to get a possum, coon, or skunk once every 2 days, even if I was expert. I'm nowhere near an expert yet. So that's where all this nut thing comes into, because these nuts are going to be play a really huge role in sustaining me in between those meat catches, those little meat surpluses. And anyway, that's why I was telling Vanishing Nomad in the PM that I sent him that you know, I'm going to be doing this, and this is going to be giving me, you know, 540 calories a day if I do it for 4 hours. Finding them isn't hard. The motherfuckers are everywhere. You know, you're going to find pecan. We got pecans, we got walnuts, we got hickory nuts, we got acorns, we got a bunch of shit. Okay, finding them is not hard. What's hard is getting the nut meat out and making it edible. But so for 4 hours a day of fucking doing this, you know, that'll give us 540 calories. Oh yeah, the other thing I was telling him was okay, 180-pound dude. Okay, God, I don't even know where to begin with this. like most things. Fucking, there is a source of forageable food that you can forage from your environment that everybody overlooks, and it's fucking called body fat, and I have no shortage of that. But even if we did the math, a 180-pound dude at 20% body fat has 36 pounds of fucking body fat on him. Now, you can't go below like 6%, otherwise your body starts not being able to function. But, so, you know, that's like 21.6 pounds of body fat, you know, that he has, which ends up being 3 weeks worth of food at 3,000 calories a day that you're just carrying around on you, even if you don't think you're fat. 20% body fat is not considered fat, okay? But you're just carrying that shit around on you. You don't have to fucking refrigerate it. You don't have to fucking, you know, butcher it, kill it. You don't have to hang it in fucking trees so bears don't get it. It's just fucking on you, okay? And I think that is often overlooked. So my food system, I only carry a pound of food, or 3 pounds of food, 1 pound per day. And a pound is going to be anywhere from 9 to 1,600 calories based on the quality of it, whether it's protein, carbohydrate, or fat, you know. So 900 calories doesn't sound like a lot, but I've been out there. I've done this before. You can go look at the Ewell, yeah, it was a Ewls video. No, it wasn't the Ewls at that point. It's a video on my YouTube called Tumble Lake Camping Trip. And during that video, I only had fucking 900 calories a day. In the picture, you'll see us roasting meat on the spit. That's all I fucking ate all that day. And I wasn't hungry. And get off me, B. What the fuck are you thinking? I wasn't hungry. Now, I'm defining hunger as fucking stomach rumbling and headaches, because when you get to that point, now you're impeding your ability to think. Now I definitely wasn't full and merry and jolly around the fire at night, you know, but I wasn't fucking impeded by hunger. And that's really the goal of the Ewls when we're talking about living out in the fucking woods. God, it's beautiful out there. It's fall time. That is fall. Fucking awesome. Anyway, when we're talking about living out in the fucking woods, that's what we're talking about. Totally lost my train of thought because I went on like a 9,000 tangent spree. Let's see, we covered body fat. Oh, another thing, nutrition. Body fat will provide you calories to get through the day, but it won't provide you nutrition. It's not nutritious. Your body can live off of it, technically, but it's not going to provide you a bunch of awesome shit that you need, like vitamins and minerals and stuff like that. But you can get those pretty much anywhere. You know, that's like bushcraft 101. That's like pine needle tea type shit, you know. In fact, it never ceases to amaze me how many people, when you hear about back in the colonization of America and even before then, died of fucking scurvy. Okay? You can fix that shit with vitamin C. Like, all they needed to do was go pick off some fucking pine needles, put it in a goddamn cup, boil it, and drink it. And they wouldn't have died of fucking scurvy. That shit amazes me to this day. Anyway, but it's not nutritious. Fat off your body is not. It is calories. That's why I have 9 to 1,600 calories a day in my fucking pack. That's why I only allocate a 3-pound buffer worth of food, because I really don't expect to encounter any kind of caloric surplus in excess of 3 pounds. Even if I kill a raccoon, you know, if I kill a raccoon, I'm going to put that whole motherfucker on the spit, and I'm going to fucking eat the shit out of him. I'm going to eat all that I can. Fuck out of my face. And then I'm going to fucking make them dry out the rest and stick it in my pack. And now I see my videos, I've done dried meat videos. Meat dries out at like a 4-to-1 ratio, man. Weight ratio, 4-to-1 of hydrated to dehydrated. So a raccoon doesn't even have enough on him after I get my fill and then dehydrate the rest, you know, to fucking have 3 pounds of food in there. But I got 3 pounds allocated for my fucking food, and that's why it's not a whole lot. We're still going to be fucking, I'm counting on body fat. Okay, I've got even more. I've got more than fucking 3 weeks worth of fucking body fat, okay? I've probably got a month and a half. I've probably got 6 weeks. In fact, that's about right. I think about 40% body fat, and so that would be double 20%. So I got about 6 weeks of 3,000 calories a day. So that works out, even though I want to drop some of it because it does make hiking up and down mountains a pain in the motherfucking ass. We're going to do another Ewls video on that, being fat and having to get in shape. You guys are going to watch me get in shape. It's not going to be pretty. I've done it before when I joined the Army. It's not pretty. Anyway, so, nut meats. Yes, okay, I think I said everything that needs to be said. We still don't have any kind of fucking way to process all this nut meat. Massively process it. So far, the best method we have is using this rock. Where'd it go? Using this motherfucking rock and this motherfucking nail and picking them out one by one, little by little. But that'll, you know, give us 540 calories a day. The goal, obviously, we can live off our fat reserves, right? So a fat reserve is basically our buffer. The goal of the motherfucker is to be able to get, I need 2,200 calories a day. That's what I'm shooting for, to be able to sustain weight, be healthy, blah, 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 etc., etc. So, if you guys got any ideas, fucking holler at me, because I blew my idea wad. I got nothing now except The old trusty nut pick. Anyway, if you made it this far in the video, love to hear from you with your ideas of what the fuck I can do. That whole floating in water myth didn't work. We definitely got them macerated. That didn't work. They got thick shells. Oh, if there's something I can carry, I just don't know. I don't know. But, okay, I'm tired of repeating myself. But, final thought, the nut pick gives us a reasonable amount of calories per day. It'll stave off starvation. That's for sure. Alright, till the next video. Bon voyage, and boom.